I have to go through New York to get to New Jersey. And so what we normally do is I take a train to New Jersey. I take a train into Grand Central. And then I walk 20 minutes to a PATH train, then head on to where she lives. So that is not how it went. Google Maps changed the location of where I wanted to go, which is great. Love Google Maps. Changed it 20 blocks further. So when I got Grand Central, it said 40 minutes. I'm like, that's weird, but my memory's bad. So, it's probably just a me problem.
Maybe there's traffic on the sidewalk.
Yeah, right. I was like, I have a horrible memory. So I'm like, maybe I just misremembered. Maybe it is 40 minutes. So I get to walk in. It's not the right place. I walked 20 extra blocks. I walked 32 blocks in total. Hour and 9 minutes. Really, honestly, not that bad. Like, I'm fat, so I don't really walk that much. But
they used to living in cities.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I wasn't like fatigued by that at all, truthfully, because it's all flat. But I was just annoyed because her mom was waiting for me at the other side of the PATH train. So, but I'm walking around and I fucking hate it, dude. I just see people just like taking selfies in front of like not Times Square, like, but like the big billboards and shit. And I said
you just don't like tourism.
Almost exactly. I tell this story all the time, in the same way, but I just like a crotchety old man, like shaking my fist at like young kids that want to take a picture of New York because they're like, oh my God, fucking Pepsi advertisement behind me. I'm like, you stupid fucking kid.
I do like taking pictures of random shit. I'm not like super annoying with it. Like I don't stop everything to take a picture, but I want something to remember.
So I got
my oh yeah, go on.
I hate New York, the New York City. I hate New York City. I've been there 10, 15 times.
To say like homeless, dirty, expensive, traffic.
It stinks. Don't mind all that. Whatever.
He doesn't hate himself, dude.
Yeah,
but your room stinks. Like, it's
so that is actually, it really, really does. You should see my laundry.
No.
Point is, so I hate walking through New York. I had my mask on the entire time. I had my mask on for so long. Outside, normally people take their mask off when they walk outside. I left it on. Fuck New York. I don't know what's flying around in the air. So I had it on for so long, walking for so long. I got a sore on my ear. I can't go out anywhere because I can't wear a mask. It hurts. Well, I'm walking through New York. I get a sore on my fucking ear. I see a bunch of these stupid fucking kids that just got to New York for the first time taking pictures. I've been to New York as a consumer, not as just like a passerby, 5 or so times. I've been in New York like 10 times. Mm-hmm. So just like, sorry, I've walked in New York like 10 times. As a consumer, as someone who actually goes to the stores, browses and buys shit, I've been there maybe a few more than 5 times. Memory bad. Everything. I went to a game store. My favorite thing to do whenever I'm anywhere, go to a retro game shop and just pick out some shovelware. I don't know why. I just love doing it. I fucking love doing it. So I go to one in New York. I see a Pokemon Platinum, right? Great game. I bought one in Connecticut for $35. I want you guys to guess how much this Pokemon Platinum was in New York. Zach, go ahead. How much?
78.
Sean?
I was gonna say 75, somewhere around there.
$90 for this fucking Pokemon Platinum.
You did not, but you didn't actually pay that, right?
I did not buy it. No.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna buy that. I didn't buy anything there. Everything was overpriced. Even they had a Sega. What is it called? The Genesis Classic, which is a shitty version. You know how the
what if that's like a tax thing too, where they like leverage their money
because
with
everything.
That. Like when my friends from Virginia are out here, they were like, "Man, alcohol is so fucking cheap. Like alcohol costs like 30% less out here," and that's like for sure like a government thing.
Yeah, I don't know, and I know because New York is very expensive. They got to get the money flowing in, and I get that.
Sure,
I'm not going to be spending $90 in Pokemon Platinum. They'd you know how the Nintendo has the NES and SNES Classic? You can play all the retro games on the little mini version.
Yeah.
So Sega made a Genesis Classic that was trash. Apparently, they had it for like 70. I think it was like $69.99. That thing at launch was 30, and nobody fucking bought it. I'm like, no, I'm not buying anything here, and I didn't. There's a few stores that I would go into in New York and actually enjoy. There's a an anime manga kind of
I want to go to the
store.
Lego store.
The Lego store is good, but also very consumer, and I don't like it.
I just want to eat food. I just want to eat dope ass food the whole time.
Some of the food
is really what I want.
You got to pick your spots though, because I've been to many places that are good and worth the price. I've been to many places that are bad and not worth the price.
I feel like though I got to go to New York with the expectation of like, yes, I am going to overpay for shit, but it is for the experience.
There's a place in New York called That Hummus Place. I would recommend that hands down. Like,
you have to have a full wallet.
I had a conversation, I think an hour-long conversation with someone last night about Mediterranean food. Fucking love it. One of the Mediterranean and Middle Eastern food are some of the most like underrated food cultures on the planet. More people need to check out your local like Middle Eastern and Mediterranean food spots.
Dude. Okay. So some very good food in New York. And I used to go with my aunt when I was like in high school, and she knew the places that were good and worth the money. Whenever I go now, I just go with a bunch of people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, honestly. So like we kind of just browse around. There's one store that's a little manga / cafe store. And it's awesome. You can go in there. We went in there, Sean, were you there when we went there?
I think I was there. Yeah, that was when the bird shit on me. I was fucking angry.
Yeah. And you had your fucking Chipotle. Really great place. You can just sit down. There were a bunch of fucking weebs playing Super Smash Brothers Ultimate on the handheld Switch handheld mode. It was awesome. That stuff really cool. Everything else bothers me. I don't like the fucking I hate New York. I really don't like New York.
My biggest problem is
Oh, go ahead.
No, I said my biggest problem is that I just make eye contact with everyone. So like even the scammers that are like, "Hey, you want to buy this watch?" I'll just look at them and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I wasn't supposed to actually look at this fucker."
Yeah. So
just imagining a guy with a strap, just some big buffed like gangster looking dude with a strap, and you're just like staring at him on the subway for a little too long.
Because if someone makes a noise, I look. I'm like, I don't know if that's like ADD or stupidity, but like I just my head just goes.
Alexis gets really mad at me when I say no thank you to walking through New York, because she's originally from Staten Island, so she gets the vibe. Like, you don't really even want to talk to them.
Yeah,
I've come to the point where I just put in some fucking Apple headphones and I just walk, and I don't like look at anybody. Even if I hear someone talking to me, I just go forward like I don't even hear them. That's just the easiest way to go about it.
Going back to like the food in New York, though, one of my favorite things to like look at online is like New Yorkers that think that like everything is unique to them. Like you don't have the fucking bodega back at home. It's like what, a grocery store?
Yeah,
I don't have a fucking corner shop where I live. Okay, they don't make the fucking. I don't know. I don't want to say chopped cheese like every fucking New York corner store bodega is making chopped cheese, but you get the picture. Yeah. And then the fucking dollar slices. And there's a whole hullabaloo. A whole lot of hubbub going on.
Isn't that from fucking Pooh Bear? Or Winnie the Pooh or something?
I hate cancel culture. Let's start hullabaloo. Let's start fucking dirty gabubba hubbabaloo. Hashtag dirty gabubba hubbabaloo.
That's for the next. We gotta name the episode. That's awesome. We got it.
What was I gonna say?
That's a cute ass cat, bro. That's a fucking cute cat. Sorry, go ahead.
The dollar slice shops have forever in New York City been selling okay ass pizza slices for $1, like forever. Except for recently, I think they kind of upped it to like $1.20 or something, and people freaked the fuck out. Yeah, like people couldn't handle this idea that in 2022, $1 for a slice of pizza is no longer viable, and shit the bed on Twitter. But as someone outside of it, it's very funny to watch people be like, I can't afford pizza anymore because it's $1.25. Like, I don't know, just from an outsider's perspective, it's like, I don't know, maybe go fuck yourself.
It's pretty goofy. I mean, I always say that I hate
flood New York again.
Go ahead. What is that?
We should flood New York again.
Who flooded New York?
Publicly threatening.
Like recently, like in the last year, that you're talking about
hurricane?
that?
Oh yeah. Well, Ty, our good friend Ty, who you know of. Yeah, the guy who works for Spike Lee and everything. He was living in New York City. He goes back and forth between living in New York City and New Jersey. He was in New York City while those floods were happening, though, and I hadn't talked to him in a while, and I was like, I had to reach out to him to be like, "Are you fucking okay, dude?"
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I thought you were talking about the.
I bet for a whole week it didn't smell like piss.
No, there's probably
Like
it probably
sewage.
smelled worse. It
They
smelled
probably
like
should've just-
wet
They probably
piss.
just
Wait.
should have thrown soap into that. Just throw a little.
But he smelled dry piss.
I was gonna say that's probably worse. Yeah, and I saw
Well,
like
fuck New York. Fuck New
yeah,
York.
fuck New York. I always say fuck New York, and I get corrected, and they're like fuck New York City, and I'm like okay, but like who the fuck? Where else are you going other than New York City and Staten Island? And I also hate Staten Island. Now to pivot, actually, before I get to that,
I see you also hating like a buffalo or Ithaca or some shit too.
no, just the animal, the buffalo. I fucking hate it. But that was a stupid joke. Cut that. It's me.
You're the one responsible for cutting that.
I know. I'm cutting it. I'm cutting that. That was a horrible joke.
I think you should zoom in and emphasize it, or put a laugh track over it, or something.
I was walking through New York, and I'm walking by this subway exit or entrance, whatever, and there's just a bag of garbage 6 feet away, very New York, and I see this fucking rat that's the size of a fucking raccoon just jolt into it, and this family next to me,
Not cute.
his family next to me is just yelling about it. They're like, yo, you see that rat? And I said, no, I saw the rat. I saw the rat. I fucking hate this place. It was abysmal. I hate New York, and Staten Island's even worse. They're all like, so Staten Island apparently
is there in Staten Island? I've always heard about Staten Island in it.
A mall in Vinny from Jersey Shore.
You get Sean?
That sounded much better.
Thank you.
Better.
It's very loud, but it did sound better. Yeah.
So Staten Island Mall is a place where a bunch of high schoolers in that age dress really cringe, like very like like a chain, like just a straight black t-shirt with their muscles showing, it just really cringe shit that I feel like is really outdated, and they just take selfies of like fucking hedges.
You just hate people taking selfies.
Dude, it's like it's an unrealistic thing that it's irrational to hate it as much as I do. I don't know why I
gotta
hate
get
it.
you a selfie stick for Christmas.
I feel like I'm just bitter because I have nothing in my life that is
that's
satisfying, but
satisfying.
like entertaining. Like there's nothing in my life. Like, hey, I'm playing Luigi's Mansion.
Ball in a cup.
Yeah, dude.
A ball in a cup. That's true, actually. I also just hate like social anything. So that'll do it for me. I wanted to ask Zach, what is your go-to drink? It doesn't even have to be a beer. What is your go-to drink?
Like alcoholic beverage?
Yeah.
Gin and tonic.